Welcome back to Packet 4. This is part 2. We're going to start off with going back to our number lines with adding integers. So if you look at the top, this time we're trying to find the middle number. So you have the starting and the end, so we're trying to find the middle. So we do the same thing. So for A, you're going to start at -2, and you're just going to keep going until you end at 9. So we're moving to the right, so it is a positive number. And you're just counting how many you just moved. So from -2 to +9, you move 11 spaces. And because it's to the right, it's a positive 11. Looking at B, we're going to start at 7. And again, same thing. You're just going to count however many times until you get to -1. And if you notice, we are moving to the left. So moving to the left means it's going to be a negative. And you count 8 spaces, so it's -8. Looking at C, we start at 6. And most of you, I'm sure, can say, well, 6 plus something equals 14. But using the number line, we're just going to go from 6 to 14. And as you can see, we're moving to the right. And we move to the right 8 spaces, so it's a positive 8. And number D, or letter D, we're starting at -4. And we're moving to the left to -13. And you move to the left 9 spaces, so it's a -9. Okay, moving on to the bottom half is when we're getting into our color counters or circles that we use to draw the positives and negatives. The rules are to the side, so that's very helpful. Remember, a positive plus a positive is a positive, negative plus a negative is a negative. If they're different signs, you're going to subtract, and whichever one is bigger, that's the sign you take. So they showed a bigger positive is a positive, bigger negative is a negative. But just remember, you're going to subtract those different signs. Also remember, when we're talking about circles, we're talking about 0 pairs, and 0 pairs are when you have a positive and a negative together, and those cancel each other out to make 0. That's why it's called 0 pairs. So I'm going to number these 1 through 6. So looking at number 1, we're going to write the equation first and then solve using the counters. So if you count, we have 6 positives plus 10 negatives. And we're going to find some 0 pairs. Remember, a positive and a negative, they cancel each other out. So looking, I have positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. And I am left with 4 negatives, so our answer is -4. Looking at number 2, writing our equation, I have 2 positives plus 9 negatives. Finding our 0 pairs. Positive, negative, positive, negative. And I am left with -7. Looking at number 3, I have 3 positives plus 7 negatives, finding 0 pairs. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. And I am left with 4 negatives. I want you to try and do 4, 5, and 6 on your own. If you have any questions, please use Google Classroom, email, Remind, or my Google number.